Hey guys, Swamp Cleaner Harry here, back with another video for you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about bias, what it means, and how it was blatantly on display today at the Peter Strzok hearings on Capitol Hill. Now, first off, we all know what bias is, right? Bias is when you have a certain favoritism to a certain person or an outcome that is just for arbitrary reasons. And that was happening a lot today, coming from the Democrats on Capitol Hill, when Mr. Peter Strzok, Mr. FBI agent who wants to stop Donald Trump from being president — I wonder how that worked out for you — he came into Capitol Hill, and the Democrats just completely showed their bias on display and completely tried to turn it on the Republicans and say they're the biased ones by how critical and how harsh and how um, uh, tough they are on Peter. Well, there's very good reason to do that. This man tried to stop and interfere with an election and deny Donald Trump his rightful presidency. So let's dive right into it. I have a tweet here. It's from Nick Short, and I have a quote: "Unbiased, eh?" And he says, Democrats give disgraced FBI agent Peter Strzok a round of applause after his little speech defending his actions.
All of these procedures, all of these safeguards, and somehow be able to do this is astounding to me. It simply couldn't happen. And the proposition that that is going on, that it might occur anywhere in the FBI, deeply corrodes what the FBI is in American society, the effectiveness of their mission, and it is deeply destructive.
Look at this. Clap, 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 clap,
Chairman,
pounding on the desk. Now, see, look at all this. Like, you can see a handful of these people here were clapping. She was pounding on the desk. She was happy as heck. This lady here in the white here. Now, I just want to point out how blatantly hypocritical this is. These people are part of the oversight committee, and they're supposed to be watching over for any bias, and they're supposed to be unbiased themselves. So them coming to the defense of this guy when he is showing clear bias himself, when he is not supposed to be whatsoever even having a preponderance of having any bias about him because of his position of what he did in the FBI as an investigator, they are the biggest hypocrites in the world, and they're flying in the face of their own rhetoric. They just don't get it. Do not see yourselves. You're pounding and clapping on the desk. So you're showing definitely your favoritism to this man who showed his favoritism to somebody else. He did not say one negative thing about Hillary Clinton in all those texts. He badmouthed Donald Trump, badmouthed Trump supporters, and continuously said that we're going to figure out how to stop Donald Trump. Well, we'll stop him. Oh no, we have an insurance policy. All these things that shows clear bias. But apparently the standard now is that you have to type out or text out, hey, here's my bias against Trump, and here's my my how in the bag for Hillary I am. Do you need them to write it on their foreheads? Is it any more clear? This man is a liar. This man is a manipulator. This man is a sociopath. Look at this man. That doesn't look like a man that is all screws tight. That man he's got a couple screws loose there. Look at these eyes. Brooding. Completely demonically staring, connivingly up at the people who are trying to bring justice to the actual situation at hand. And this man is a staunch defender of himself, and that's it. He is only loyal to himself, and that's it. And maybe his band of cronies. But, that reminds me of somebody else. Reminds me of good old Chucky Schumer. Oh, look at this. Chuck Schumer staring Trump down at the State of the Union address earlier this year. Look at these swamp creatures. Just one is just like the other, man. But anyway, complete hypocrisy coming from these buffoons in office. They don't know what bias is, and this man's supposed to be an investigator, and he's supposed to understand this stuff, but he knows he does, but he's lying. He's a manipulator. So that's what happens. So the only thing you can do is just vote these people out, get rid of them in the midterms. There is no blue wave. There's going to be a red wave. Senate is going to pick up a couple seats because this stuff here, if the immigration stuff or the SCOTUS stuff is going to energize the left to come out and vote, this stuff here, this shit right here is going to get the right energized to come out and vote. And I'm thinking a lot more people are energized to vote on the right than they are on the left. So anyway, that was just a quick pointing out. Oh, actually, you know what? Another thing I wanted to talk about. I don't want to wrap it up just yet. You got to remember today, you can see the bias not in just the actions there of clapping and cheering on this man, but the bias in their words. Because the Democrats all today were yelling, obstruction, or yelling, pretty much like objection in the court, pretty much. And they were trying to stymie questions, not have the Republicans ask certain questions, and they started flipping out when when Representative Gomer really laid into Strzok with his relationship to Lisa Page. That was hilarious. If you could see that video, go ahead and check that out. Give that a share, to like, thumbs up. That is classic. I love it. And she denied a subpoena. She should be hauled in there and spoken to right away. She needs to go under oath tomorrow. She needs to get dragged in here. But anyway, these Democrats, in their words, they obstructed the hard questions that were being asked by the Republicans, and the Democrats, whenever they had 5 minutes, they would pretty much, pontificate and stand up and be like, there are bigger things to worry about, like how Donald Trump is destroying this country and he's destroying our relationships abroad and all this yada 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 nonsense. And then they pretty much, their question is, wouldn't you agree? Or so they pretty much, they didn't say that, but it's pretty much to the effect of, what do you think about that, Mr. Strzok? And it's just stroking him along, like, here you go. I'm not really asking you a question. I want your opinion on my opinion. It's crap. The Republicans are asking the real questions. Democrats don't give any concern whatsoever. This is horrible. But anyway, vote them out in November, and maybe people with the spine will actually come and get the job done. For the Democrats, I mean. Maybe people with actual values, maybe people with actual talking points, good positions, policies, instead of just vitriolic, pejorative labeling and attacks. I mean, it's getting old. It's been 2 years. Aren't you running out of juice? Anyway. One last thing, and I promise, and then I'll let you guys be for the evening. There's one thing that I found that was just very telling about how biased this man, Peter Strzok, is. Because I caught this when a Democrat was asking him a question. Just a softball thing about conflict of interest and stuff. They was trying to throw it back on Trump, like, well, look about Trump's conflicts of interest. But she asked about his, texts and stuff. She had to. So, but he said he didn't think about his conflicts of interest at all because he never thought that his text would be discovered. He said that, so he let that slip. So I didn't care about any conflicts of interest because I thought this would be under wraps. So that means he thought he'd never get caught, so he could do this and completely abuse the system. So this man is an utter malcontent, and he needs to be dealt with swiftly. But anyway, this is a swamp cleaner. That's I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Biased. It's such an annoying thing. We're all biased. I know we are. It's just come out and say that you're biased. I'm biased. It's not hard, see? I'm biased. But these people, they claim, "Oh, I'm impartial. I'm not biased." Yes, you are. By your actions, and read between the lines. Anyway, swamp cleaner, I'll see you guys later.